Pastor Wesley Skau has always had a passion to reach out to those incarcerated in Brazilian prisons and to their families left behind. During the month of December last year, Pastor Wesley flew out to Brazil, where he ministered to inmates in the C.D.R. prison and also on the streets and neighbourhoods that he knew as a young man. Wesley's work was featured in the Parana state newspaper Factos do Parana, Facts of Parana, in an article entitled A Remarkable Work of Solidarity. Here, Vanderlei, who evangelizes in the prisons, and Roger Lacerda Cesar, a local businessman who supported the project, arrive with Pastor Wes at C.D.R. prison. An inmate led prayer as they thanked God for the opportunity to fellowship. It was an emotional time for all of them, especially for Roger, who had never experienced or been to prison before. Wes encouraged the inmates to maximize their potential, to become what God had called them to be, and especially to make an impact in other people's lives, taking action to reach out to the other inmates. Pastor Wes spoke about having conviction, and he admonished the inmates to be sure of what they'd been called to do. He shared his testimony of how he had left Brazil weak and unable to help himself, but of how God prospered him to a place where he could get help for himself and also use all he'd been given to reach out and help others. He urged them not to be discouraged by their circumstances, but to be expectant of what God would do and how he would take them to a place of fruitfulness. Celso, an inmate in prison for 5 years, shared his testimony on what God had done in his life from the first time he'd met with Wes. He was born into a Christian home, but fell in with the wrong crowd. His experiences in prison had made him, and others like him, feel like broken vessels with no value, self-esteem, or self-belief. But God used Wes to show them in the prison and the world at large that regardless of who you are, God cares about you. He's been given a new desire to live again, to change his life, and he has hope that there's a better future in the presence of God. He showed his gratitude and appreciation for everyone who has supported the mission.
I would like just to share the opportunity here, to use this opportunity just to show to church how far when all of us get together, when we guide together, what we can do together. So every single one here has the very dark past, but into your life, these people has come to light, and they will remain the light until Jesus come back, and all of us go to the glory of God all together. So thank church, thank every single member of church, everyone who sowed the seeds. So when you look for every single face here, that's the seed of what you sow has been flourished on this place here. And we'd like to thank you, everyone, every single person.
Wes gave out hampers and Christmas gifts, here encouraging one of the mothers of the inmates with her grandson, whose father had been sentenced to prison for many years. A part of the mission was to spread hope at Christmas to the families left behind. Here's Wes outside C.D.R. prison handing out Christmas hampers to the wives and mothers of some of the inmates. Here, a young orphan boy with little family gets a very welcome Christmas surprise. As well as ministering in prisons, Pastor Wes took to the streets where he prayed, evangelized, and spread Christmas cheer by giving out hampers to the locals. The Brazil mission trip has been a fantastic success. Not only is it a great example of prison ministry and Christian charity, it's also an amazing example of how God can use one man's testimony to change the lives of others. May your testimony change the life of another today. Thank you for your support.